got a machete in your pocket, sir, or are you just happy to see me?
I'm just saying, why wouldn't you check the back seat?
I'm just not here for it.
I kind of enjoyed the axe to the face.
Ooh, hey there, Mr. Monster.
So, chill or kill.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Netflix and Kill with the Haunted Heart.
Netflix and kill. Netflix and kill.
I think we should stick with the theme song that we have. Maybe.
Listen, why are you judging me for wanting to try new things?
I mean, trying new things is good. No, you're right. I was too harsh.
But not these new things. Not
that
new
one.
thing.
That one is a no. It's a no from me.
That's a no. I would agree.
Yeah. So welcome back to our weekly installation, our every week Netflix and Kill sideshow.
That was not a setup for success.
It was not.
You did not set us up for success.
Today we're going to have a conversation about overreaching.
Listen.
About, quote, overreaching our recording schedule limits.
You said that, and I was like, the look emoji on the phone, eyes that look. That'd be the eyes that look.
I don't know. There you go, Visine.
A good title.
The eyes that look.
That's going to be the title of my first novella.
Whenever we do start working in advertising, it's just like in like the creepiest method ever. Visine, the eyes that look upon the vast field of bodies wasting.
But instead of actual eyes, they're googly eyes.
Amazing. Yes. Amazing.
Hey, hire us. No, people would love it. I'm serious.
I feel like it would be fine.
Yeah. No, I thought that we were a little overzealous. Is that the word?
You know what? I don't know. Appropriately zealous. I don't know. Just zealous in general. But we're here this week.
We are
that's
here
what
this
matters.
week. We're here with you.
We are going to try to keep to like a regular weekly schedule, but we don't want the regular show to suffer. So obviously that's our priority.
I think what happened was I think Drag Race got involved, and then there was some snow. And
snow, man.
It snowed last night. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
I know. I'm like really pissed. Like, snow is just a bitch.
I love snow, but at this point, I'm kind of like, all right.
I'm irritated with it.
Like, can you go somewhere, please?
Yeah, it's not working for me. I need it to snow on days when we're not like off and trying to record our podcast.
So it kind of messed with the schedule a little bit, but that's fine because, there are no rules to this show.
There are no rules here on Netflix and Kill. We
Absolutely
say whatever
none.
we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we don't edit it.
Not that there are many rules on a regular show, but
that's true.
There are really no rules for this show, so you get what you get, and you get when you get it. Get it when you get it.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes. Yeah, we're calling the shots here.
But that did allow us for some time to like really select a good movie and watch it. So we're really excited to talk about Terrifier.
Which, as Kenny pointed out to me, is not the Terrifier.
It is not the Terrifier.
I definitely called Terrifier. It the Terrifier for like a solid like couple weeks of my life.
I'm just gonna blame it.
It may have been a year now, actually, that I've been calling it the Terrifier.
Well, I'm just gonna blame it on your Southern roots, calling it the Terrifier.
My frequent overuse of the word the
Walmart, the
Red Lobster,
the Target,
the Beyonce. That one makes sense.
Yeah. So the Caitlin, the Haunted Heart. That is correct, though.
Oh, that's weird. We used my name on the show. We don't ever do that on the regular show.
No, we don't. Again,
that's weird.
No rules. So yes, we are
no rules. Destroyed branding. It's fine. No, I used to not like being called Katie.
Really?
Do you know that? Yeah. Because in elementary and early middle school, I was bullied very aggressively. And I just remember I used to remember the voice of my bullies being like, Katie. And then my last name rhymes with Katie. So it was just not good.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was the same. Well,
so when I went to high school, I became Caitlin. You became the goddess. The goddess. And I will only answer to that. No, that's what I'm going to become, I don't know. Probably once I procreate, I'll be like, I am the mother.
The mother. Well, yeah.
I mean I'm kind of ready.
You're already witch mother, so it's
I'm working on
progression.
it. I'm working on it.
Branding.
Legally, I'm going to go to DMV and change my name. First name witch, last name mother.
Yes. So we watched Terrifier, and I'm actually really excited about this episode because as opposed to any other episode that we do.
Fuck all them other episodes. This is where it's at. This movie's bomb as hell.
Yeah, I mean, our first episode was about Mara, so I was like, it was kind of disappointing.
Well, I feel like I mean, I don't know what you were looking for out of Mara, but it gave me exactly what I needed. Hello, ferry boat driver.
Yeah.
No, I think this movie. So Mara was something that we literally picked truly randomly. Terrifier, obviously both of us knew about this movie before we picked it to talk about on Netflix and Kill. Both of us love this movie, but. So I think we kind of went into it with a little bit different mindset. Yeah. And obviously, we knew it was already good. And it is really, really good. It has a way better team, and I just feel like it's got better, foundations.
Well, yeah, so if you haven't watched Terrifier, first of all, it sort of serves as, It's separate from the character Art the Clown comes from, or is most known from the series, from the movie All Hallows Eve.
That's where he first appeared.
Yeah, that's where he first appeared, where you... Actually, no, I think he was in something else before then.
Really? Before All Hallows Eve?
Yeah, but I'd have to double check that. But All Hallows Eve was more of a breakout part for the character.
Are you talking about... The Ninth Circle?
It might be.
Yeah, because he was also in that.
Yeah. So, but this was more of a breakout part for the character. And it's where I was first introduced to the character. And I absolutely love Art the Clown. Art the Clown is, honestly, he is truly terrifying. So you first see him in All Hallows Eve, which is a great film by itself. Definitely check it out. It's sort of like a... horror Halloween anthology.
I love All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, I love any film that's based
full
around...
of shorts like that.
Yeah, and that's specifically based around Halloween. I think that is one of my favorite things. But yeah, so that's where you first meet him, meet this character, and then so it was brought to life in this film, or he was fully given his own moment, I should say. Sort of like a...
Not quite an origin story, but sort of like that.
Kind of, yeah. It's sort of okay, people really like this character, he deserves his own moment. Mm-hmm. And I completely agree with that. So Terrifier was in 2017, directed by Damien Leone, and stars David Howard Thornton, who is amazing as Art the Clown.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, I just can't even describe how great his facial expressions are.
He's just a really good physical actor, which is something that we don't see a lot of times nowadays, because I think everybody knows that special effects makeup people are feeling the strain from all of the CGI and post-production stuff, and I think there's a big emphasis on post-production nowadays. But that was kind of one of the things that was refreshing about this movie, is that because David Howard Thornton is such a prolific physical actor, the emphasis was much more in the moment and much more on what they were shooting. And he's just very theatrical with everything, which almost, for me, it harkens back to something like Michael Myers, where you have that physicality that's just so trademarked that character to the point that it like sort of becomes almost comical, but in a very uncomfortable, unsettling, frightening kind of way.
Yeah, I think
there is that like comedy that comes with that theatricality that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think it's really important, especially if you're gonna, hire someone for a like non-speaking role, for them to be able to take that challenge and really just sort of go with it.
Right, to emote through the body and to use kind of facial expressions, but also like styles of movement and like timing of movement. Mm-hmm. I just think he did a really, really great job with all that. And it's hard. I went to, I don't know if you know this. I went to
what? Like, something I don't know about you? Or I'm interested. We are really breaking rules here.
I did like a clowning intensive course.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. This was many, many years ago. And it's actually it's very hard to get into clowning.
Sorry, a clowning intensive course.
A clowning intensive. Yeah, it sounds very like fancy. But no, it was about like how do you create a character for a clown? Like how do you what are the things about them that make them different? How do you build that clown character out? And then how do you create situations or put them in situations where it becomes like funnier and funnier and you're using physical comedy, and ideally you're not. In the work that I was doing, we weren't speaking. So it's no sort of like verbal comedy.
Yeah.
Right? Which is what we're obviously used to at this point. But it's really kind of a mind shift.
Yeah.
To be able to tell a compelling story without saying any words whatsoever.
Right.
And it's a big challenge, but he was really, really, really good.
Yeah, it sort of draws inspiration. Like there's a part of me that almost like I don't look at him as much of a clown as much as I do like a really distorted mime.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the roots of those things are the same.
Yeah.
So nowadays we look at clowns like, big red noses and whatever, and even sometimes they speak, but the roots of it are clowning was miming.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, his actions and his movement is very like mime-ish, which I think is very unsettling in the context of the film.
Yeah. So just to give you guys, if you haven't seen it, which you definitely should, it's on Netflix, watch it. Basically, without spoiling anything, you have these two girls who are, leaving a party on Halloween night, and they decide to grab a bite to eat. I think they went to like pizza shop. Was it pizza shop?
They went to a pizza place.
Yeah, which totally. We can all fucking hardcore relate to.
Yeah.
So they were hungry. They stopped by a pizza place, and it's Halloween night. They had come from a party, and they're chilling in the pizza place, and there's this like fucking scary ass looking clown with a big trash bag.
And they had met him before then because they were at the car and he was just walking down the street.
Yeah, they saw him. They watched him.
And then was kind of like, okay, this is creepy. But then he shows up at the pizza place.
Right. And then he's just chilling there, looking real sour. Of course, you have like one friend who's like the Haunted Heart listener who's like, this ain't right. We need to roll.
Yeah.
And then you have the other friend who is a stupid fucking bitch who is just like egging him on.
Mm-hmm.
And egging?
Yeah.
Egging.
She's teasing him.
Okay. Yeah, she fucking with him. Like, she just doesn't understand the level of danger that she's in.
Uh-huh.
And then it just kind of goes from there. And there's, like, tons of, like, gore. And I feel like there's a lot of gore, but the movie doesn't rely on the gore to scare you. It relies on his, it relies on Art's character to scare you. But there is a ton of gore included.
Yeah,
which is good. Because I don't really like when movies like I don't really like when movies just rely on the gore, because it's just like, okay, like I get it, but also like give me something that doesn't really scare me or gross me out, because I'm the daughter of a nurse. Like, you could fucking rip your own arm off right now and I'd be like, all right, like I guess we'll call 911. Like,
yeah, I'm not. I'm pretty sure I've said this plenty of times, but I'm not the biggest fan of like gore as like the main thing. It's not really shocking to me, and it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
But when it's coupled with like really good acting, and it's almost intentional. So the film itself is very it's done in the style of like a really cheap like gritty B-movie horror.
Yes. And that's one of the things that I loved about this movie is that it feels like somebody wrote, actually, because I was looking at like how it was received, and on Rotten Tomatoes, this chick Kat Hughes from the Hollywood News, she said the problem with the Terrifier is it feels like it has been released in the wrong decade. It's an unabashed throwback to true stock and maim bloodthirsty films, the kind that got banned back in the video nasty era. But like, here's my issue with this, Kat Hughes, is like, I don't see that as a problem. Like, I see that as hashtag aesthetic. Like, it feels naughty. Like, it feels like the film is like some like weird like smut stag film that you shouldn't have access to. So the whole time you're watching it, you're just like, you have that feeling of like, oh, like I shouldn't be dirty. Watching this. Like I shouldn't have this. I shouldn't. Yeah. Does that make sense?
No, I completely agree. It's done in that style. Like I said, that's a part of the grit that makes it appealing to me. I think that it just and it's sort of it plays on that, you know. It's not something where it's just where they tried and it just happened to be a bad movie and then achieved like a cult status, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think
where
that was
it sort of
intentional.
happened accidentally. Like it was very intentional in the style, like from the, you know, from the color stories that were portrayed to I think like the film itself even has that like gritty film reel aesthetic,
almost like like that filter.
And even I think some of like the makeup like towards the end and the prosthetics, it was meant to be like grotesque. It was intentional and meant to be like grotesque and play upon that sort of, you know, B-movie aesthetic, and it just worked for me. It worked. Yeah, I definitely think that you have that like B-movie vibe. It does feel like something that's older. It feels like something out of like maybe even 70s horror at times. Yeah. But then you also have, I mean, there's a lot that we could go into. Like we could get real heavy into like Grand Guignol, if you know anything about that. Like it's so grotesque that it's meant to almost ostracize you, so that you're like, it's so overboard with the gore at times that you're just like, it looks fake and that's the point. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. There's one particular scene that I'm thinking of when I say this, and if you watch the movie, you'll know. But there's one particular scene that is so fucking like outside the realm of like reality that like it's meant to ostracize you and make you take a minute and make you kind of like mentally step back and be like, whoa, like that. It's supposed to create that separation for you as a viewer so that you can kind of like think about it. And I kind of, I really like that. I think it's interesting. It's not something that we see in a lot of mainstream horror for sure. Yeah. So, I think, you know, we'll get to the point now to where we're, you know, say that like, spoiler alerts if you haven't watched the film. Yeah. So if we're talking right now, you know, and you know, really don't want, like you haven't watched it and you want to, like maybe like pause it, come back. Yeah, pause and come back. So or we just might fucking get into... have it spoiled. I'm one of those people. People are like spoiler alert, and I'm like, give it to me. I'm ready. Give me all of the spoilers. Spoil me. So Daddy. Speaking about the gore, you really have to talk about that one scene where he hangs up the girl upside down and then slices her. So so when she was in the, this girl, when she was at the beginning of the movie, she was the one who was teasing him. Yeah. And he was just the one who was talking shit. Yeah, she was talking shit, and he was just sitting there minding his own business. She was that friend that you haven't introduced to the Haunted Heart yet, so she'll know. Right. She'll know how you got to do. And she took a selfie with him. And then, you know, it was, you know, he was like, okay, I got you. I'm going to remember you. And then, so she ends up upside down, naked, and he saws her in half from the crotch down. All the way down. All the way down. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Like, it was a rusty saw, too. Don't forget that detail. That was unnerving. Yeah, so that's the scene I was talking about with Grand Guignol and all that, and, like, how it's so over the top. That it is really
just ostracizing. Like, it's so over the top to another level that it like forces you mentally to just be like, whoop. Like, I don't want to say it pulls you out of it, because it doesn't, but like, I just really appreciate that they didn't try to not make it look totally grotesque. And like, obviously the girl's body is like a dummy, and like, you see, I don't know, it's hard to put into words what I'm trying to say, but like, I mean, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Kind of, yeah.
Like as he's sawing through her fucking body, we obviously see that it's a puppet, right? We see that it's like a stuffed like dummy made to look like a girl. Yeah. And so like the way that it's shaking as he's sawing back and forth, because he's sawing with like not like a circular saw or anything like that. It's like a fucking old-timey Canadian lumberjack cutting down a tree fucking saw. Like, yeah. So her body, or the dummy, is like shaking as he's like going back and forth, and it's all covered in blood and shit anyway. And it did kind of put me in mind of Evil Dead, right? And that kind of like, it's not meant to look super realistic. Yeah. It's just meant to like, it almost has a haunted house quality to it, where it look like, you can look at it and tell that it's fake, but it still is like really grotesque, and that almost, the fact that it's fake almost makes it scarier looking to me. I don't know. I just thought it was really
it's almost like it's almost dehumanizing at a point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it becomes like, you almost see that it's fake. So in your mind, or at least for me, it's almost like it sort of paints her as, not human, something that he is just playing with. Right. Like a doll.
Right. Or like that's kind of, they made a huge doll for that scene. So.
Yeah. And then the part that really unnerves me is the most about that is like at the end, he takes that selfie to sort of mirror what she was doing. It's sort of like a final, like, full circle moment.
Final fuck you. Yeah.
Full circle moment.
Yeah. No, I thought it was, which was cool. I thought it was really impactful.
What was your favorite part of the film, or what did you enjoy most about it?
Probably what I enjoyed most was, it's hard to say because I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed that moment, right? Okay. That's kind of like the big moment, the big takeaway from this. It was something that really stuck with me was him like playing with excrement in the bathroom at the pizza shop. Fuck that, 100% fuck that. Like, that stuck with me worse than cutting the girl in two. Really? Because it just like that is close to real. You know what I mean? And I can't do that.
That there are people that, like, more than likely you would have someone who would go into a bathroom and smear shit on the walls, as opposed to like,
Yeah, I don't know. Something about that just like really stuck with me. And then I would say overall my favorite thing is David Howard Thornton's physicality. Yeah. Just at all moments. He was very present in the character. He was very like reactive to everything that was going on. Yeah. One of my favorite moments was that fucking janitor who was vacuuming with his headphones in, and like all this shit is happening behind him, because that is 100% me. Like when I'm working on stuff at work, there are obviously times like I don't have my headphones in all the time because people need me for things, but I work in an open air office and people are always talking. So I keep my fucking headphones in basically 24/7 unless I need to be readily available for somebody, because they're going to tap me on the shoulder anyway. But that's me. I literally walk around everywhere with my headphones in. It's really dangerous.
And that's how you consume so many true crime podcasts.
Exactly. 100%. I'm always out here listening to the competition. I'm always out here watching all you hoes. Watching, I see you.
Watching, which is
listening.
Watching and also listening.
I'm over here eavesdropping.
She's outside of your home listening to your podcast and watching you.
I see you, Donna. I see you, Carrie.
Well, so I wanted to pose this question because we're talking about his character and all of that. So the scene at the end where he not necessarily. Yeah, it was towards the end where he pulls the gun out and shoots the girl. Yeah. Some people claim that was like, it kind of broke character a little bit. Like it was because we've seen him use like rusty saws and like unconventional materials, should we say?
Yeah.
And then to pull out a gun and just shoot seemed like, because he likes to toy with his victims a lot.
Right.
So the gun moment, some people feel like it sort of took away from the character a little bit. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can see their point, and it definitely did signal a shift for me.
It took a turn.
It did, yeah. It definitely was a clear shift that you felt, but I think that was kind of the point of it, to show that, you know, we have this like super playful Art the Clown character, but at the end of the day, like, a murder's a murder, and he's gonna kill her however he can, right? And it's not like, you know, it's great if we can kind of like sex. It's great. It's great if we can get the toys out, you know what I mean, and like make a day of it, and like really just like really enjoy our time. But at the end of the day, if all we got time for is a quickie, then let's just hit it and quit it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got to get to your mama's. We got to get to the cookout. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Sometimes we just don't have time.
I get it.
And I kind of think that's what that was for Art. It was showing that underneath all of that, like, playful nature and theatricality, like, the end goal is that we got to kill this bitch.
Right. And he's just going to kill you.
Right. Like, she can't get away.
I think that and especially because, like, if he's, you know, at a certain point where it's like, you know, okay, like, I've been toyed with this bitch. She's not dead yet because, you know, she's she did okay.
Fairly resourceful.
She was fairly resourceful.
I think she had the odds stacked against her more than most final girls. Yeah. I would be willing to say.
Well, yeah. But then that gets into, you know, you think that she's going to be the one to make it out, but
yeah, nah.
But no. So I would have to say
spoiler.
Spoiler. We told them at the end that this was the spoiler part of the show. I think one of my favorite parts was actually the moment in I guess they were in the basement where he meets that like homeless woman.
Yeah, that was.
And so they have that moment of like this homeless woman who's kind of a little crazy. Not that all homeless people are crazy, but you know, she's not playing with a full deck of cards. This lady.
She's dealing with some things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And she's sort of like, I guess, squatting in this almost abandoned building.
Yeah.
And there's like this weird like mommy son type moment that they have.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get more about that. Actually,
and you almost it was almost like they were trying to give a little bit of humanity to Art, in my opinion, or some sort of aspect of like nurture there for him, which at the end of the day,
I mean, it didn't work out.
But I thought that like that was a really cool moment that I thought was a different like sort of part of the character that we saw that we didn't typically see throughout the film and even in like All Hallows Eve.
Yeah. So. I'm interested in this Ninth Circle movie. Apparently that came out in 2008.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so
I think that was his first appearance. Was that in 2008 and then All Hallows Eve in 2016. And then, you know, this in 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah. So I'm kind of interested in Ninth Circle. It says like some woman is abducted and like all manner of horrors wait for her.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that that was a different, like, we had a different actor for All Hallows Eve.
Yes.
David Howard Thornton came in for Terrifier, and he was great, but also the guy who I believe originated him in possibly both. I don't know about the first one, but at least in All Hallows Eve, his name was Mike Gianelli, and he also did a really great job at portraying Art the Clown. So kudos to both of them. Like, love that character and love them for what they did.
Yeah, that was Art in Ninth Circle and in All Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
So, I guess this brings us to the end. What our listeners have been waiting.
Dying.
Waiting with Beth.
Beth? Who the fuck is Beth, girl?
Beth. I was trying to say waiting with breath that is baited, but it came across as waiting
with Beth.
If a Beth is listening, hey girl, how are you? Are you gonna kill this film? Or are you gonna chill with it, girl?
I'm gonna chill with it. It's a solid chill for me. How about you?
I'm gonna kill it. No, I'm just fucking kidding. No, this is a total chill film for me. I'm gonna watch this. This is a film that is one of those moments, or like one of those films that I'm gonna turn to like at any time, but like around Halloween. Mm-hmm. Like it's one of those go-to films for me. It's something that I can watch and continue to watch over and over. Because there are things that you can catch like a different, another time. And then it's just entertaining. Art himself is entertaining. And just to watch his facial expressions and his physicalities is something that I can literally just watch over and over and over again.
Well, you are in luck because news just broke like 2 weeks ago that the Terrifier 2 script has been finished by Damien Leone.
Yes, I'm
same writer-director.
Super excited for that. Definitely super excited. I can't wait.
So hopefully Thornton stays.
Is that this year? Do we think it's going to be this year or no?
Well, the script has been confirmed, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be next year.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to have to look into that.
I don't know. There are no dates, but the Terrifier 2 script is confirmed, copyrighted, ready to roll. So hopefully we're gonna see more of Mr. Art the Clown.
Art the Clown.
First name Art, last name the Clown.
Oh gosh. Okay, guys. So that is our Netflix and Kill episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you would like to follow us on the social media.
Oh shit, he's doing the bit. He's doing the bit.
I'll do half the bit. If you would like to follow us on our social medias, you can catch us on Insta at The Haunted Heart Podcast, Twitter at The Haunted Heart, because fuck that fucking character limitations, and we don't like limitations here on this show. But you can catch us there.
Although we have many. We have many limitations.
Yeah. And you can also check us out on Facebook. We've got a closed group there, and we have an awesome family there that will welcome you with open arms. And we will be there sharing memes and all sorts of high quality content that you won't get elsewhere on any other group.
Yes. So we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/thehauntedheart. If you think that we're doing a good job, if you like our content, if you want us to be able to create more content, then sign up there to support us. It takes as little as like $1 a month. There's a bunch of different tiers of rewards that you can get, and bonus content and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Early access to episodes is also a reward, which is kind of cool. And that's every episode.
And we've been doing really great with that.
Fuck yeah. So, yeah. And then if you have a movie that's on Netflix that you want us to talk about, if you have a suggestion, please try to keep it to just things that are on Netflix, unless it's really fucking good. And then you can tell us other things and we might go with it and we might not. We might just personally watch it. But if you have recommendations for Netflix and Kill, if there's a film you want us to talk about, email us at thehauntedheartpodcast@gmail.com and we will file those suggestions away and hopefully watch some of them. A lot of people sometimes will message us on Facebook. Not the best method of like communicating some shit to me that you want me to remember, because I'm probably not going to remember who sent me what and like what the movie was and any of that bullshit. So we ask you to email us, not just because we're like email junkies, but like it's just easier for us to keep track with it. Yep. Yeah, it's like way easier to organize information. So that goes for anything. If you have a story, if you have a movie, just shoot it over to the email, and then it's a little bit easier for us to make sure we talk about it.
Totally.
So,
all right, folks, until next time, you know what you gotta do. You gotta
go on ahead and stay spooky. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Y'all hear?